Welcome back to the daily crypto market update. The crypto market continues to suffer long leverage liquidations that are happening far too often. In the last 24 hours, over 400 million liquidated longs were wiped out. This is kind of, I don't want to say laughable because I know some of you might have been liquidated, but it's laughable because Bitcoin really hasn't done anything. If anything, yesterday, the candle went down 0.35%. Now, we do need to talk about this. This red triangle is not part of the TBO. This is part of TBT divergence. This lets us know when there is a bearish divergence on the chart, or vice versa, when there is a bullish divergence on the chart. Now, before you start freaking out and panicking, there's a couple of distinctions you need to know about this signal and indicator. One, the angle and the direction of the slow line matters a lot. Back over here when we got this TBT bearish divergence signal on the 23rd of May, there was not only a massive pullback of 4%, but look, the cloud was only kind of moving up. Right now, the direction of the cloud is moving up very strongly. Plus, yesterday's close was very, very weak. Let's go back further to look at other instances, like back over here. Now, we will see these appear sometimes in groups, but if the slow line continues to point up, we can't get too freaked out and panicked about the first one, but we don't necessarily want to ignore the first one. After this first signal that popped right here, we'll say from the close at $93,000, of course, we know Bitcoin continued to move up to $109,000 after, 22, 23 bars. So it's not necessarily the end signal. This isn't a topping signal, but it's letting us know that there is a bearish divergence between price, volume, RSI, and many other things using trigonometry. I'm not kidding. Now, looking at other metrics, again, the TBO remains strong bullish. The price is still above the cloud. Yes, we do have our CME gap down here. Yes, we do have a fair value gap in this range that's still valid. But at the same time, I'm not really freaked out, to be honest. Now, I know the market is freaking out, but I'm not freaked out. Looking at volume, it's still good. Yes, the moving average is going down, which is weird. But that's only because the daily volume here on BTC USDT on Binance is not overwhelming the moving average, causing it to go up. Again, not freaking out. Yes, we know ever since we topped out here with daily RSI on July 14th at 86.7, we've seen lower highs and lower lows. That's normal. That's a sign of losing strength. No duh. But on balance volume continues to look bullish. So does the TBO. On the 4-hour time frame, we don't even have any TBO Close Longs yet, which are blue diamonds, which is insane considering the fact that we've seen Bitcoin just chug sideways for quite a while. Now, I know it doesn't make sense to a lot of you, but I'm still strong bullish on BTC. On the hourly chart, our stop loss hunting alert, we are out of the worry zone. Back over here, it ended, 10 p.m. last night for me. Now, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin's never going to dump, but at least we don't have the threat or the fear of that happening, in my opinion. Again, the weekly chart continues to look really, really good. The slow line continues to point up. Yes, the price is not pumping up to $140,000, $150,000. I know, I understand. But still, RSI is above 70. It's above 70, meaning that this is a strong bullish chart. On balance volume is trending up higher. Like everything about this is still looking really good. So before you freak out and panic, don't. Guys, you just need to chill out. I shared this on X and I also shared it first in Discord. I want to help you out for a second. Yes, markets are selling off. If anything, they're still massively bullish. And this is the truth. The short-term holder to long-term holder supply ratio remains strong bullish for Bitcoin. Remember this blue line? I made a video about this, how it's dropping right there, how it's dropping massively right here, along with that red line right there as the price goes up higher. Yes, there were pullbacks here. And when this went down, yes, there were pullbacks. And if we go over here, look, I want you to see this right where we are right now. Look, the red line is absolutely dumping, and so is the blue line. So does that mean that we're not going to have pullbacks? No. But does this mean that we're still super strong bullish? Yes. Are you kidding? It's insane. There was a huge withdrawal this week. Look, what was this? On Tuesday, 34,428 Bitcoin were bought and purchased on crypto exchanges and withdrawn. How is this not bullish? This is insanely good news. It's really amazing, especially considering the fact that that's the biggest withdrawal we've seen all year, if not in a long time. That's massive. Hodl waves showing I have to zoom in here so you can see it, 24-hour, 1 day to 1 week, 1 week to 1 month. These are the only levels that I watch the most. We are nowhere near a market top at all. So this pullback, it does sting, it does hurt. And yes, we're seeing a TBT bearish divergence signal, but does this mean that we're all done, it's all over? No, I don't think so, not at all. Now, there's more information to discuss that I'll be sharing with the better traders in the club in next Monday's market analysis video, talking about projections for August and September, which I don't want to go into the details now, but if you're a member of the club, you'll see the video. You know what's happening. Ethereum. This, again, so weird. Ethereum closed up 2% yesterday, while everything else dumped. And you want to tell me that the market's bearish? No. I mean, yes, it's chopping. Yes. But look at the daily TBO cloud. Like, this is massive. All 4 lines bullishly pointing up higher. Now, I still have a crazy top target of Ethereum. I still do. And I still think it's reasonable. The main thing you have to keep in mind right now with Ethereum is that even without this wonderful TBO indicator and TBT divergence, look, the price is right at basically resistance. If we just do a little drawing like this, like, it's clear that Ethereum has reached price-based resistance. We can even draw like up to here. It literally knocked it and it got rejected on the first attempt. It's not really a big deal right now. But I imagine there are many entities that are shorting Ethereum right here because it's at resistance. But what happens when it explodes through it? Short squeeze. Stablecoin dominance. This chart got messed up. TradingView, what the what? I'm literally going to send you an email today. You lost all of my history. What gives? Why did you change this chart? So we have to look at this combined stablecoin dominance chart, which is only 1% less, and it still basically says the same thing. So looking here, the main thing that's good is that yesterday's move up did not have a big fat green candle, and it almost wicked right here to the TBO Fast line. Whenever charts get super overextended, whether they're bullish or they're bearish, the first thing I look for on overextended charts is a pullback or a touch or a tag back to the daily TBO Fast line, which is basically what we saw yesterday for stablecoin dominance. Now, it hasn't moved back above this previous level of support that it lost at about 6.13%. But even on this chart, same thing as stable.c.d. Look at the daily TBO slow line. This is why I keep staying bullish. I know you guys are freaking out, but seriously, look at this. The slow line, the slowest moving average, the one that takes the most energy to change the trajectory of this thing, is now curling and pointing downward. And you guys want to freak out about a pullback. Just chill. I know it's hurting a little bit. And if it's hurting, you're probably overexposed to alts and you don't have enough Bitcoin and you're not holding on to enough stablecoins. Bitcoin dominance, similar story. Now, this slow line is still kind of flat, unfortunately, but a flat slow line is still in our favor. As long as it's not pointing up and to the right like this is still in our favor. Why? Because a flat slow line tells us that there is no strong trend. This is still going to be a bearish outcome, in my opinion. This is good. And another good thing is that yesterday, despite all the volatility that we saw, Bitcoin dominance did not move above this level of TBO support, which is great. Now, if it closes above 61.89% today, well, that will not be so great. And we might see it actually increase over the weekend because of increased fear in the market. But guys, this is still looking good. Yes, we had an RSI reset. Yes, we saw quite a big correction here for stablecoin dominance, up 3% in 3 days. But we have been overextended from the fast line for such a long time that you shouldn't really be surprised about a market move like this. Total E50. This is the total crypto market cap. Again, I lost all of my candles Everything before May 19th, what gives, TradingView? Fix it. I'm a pro. I'm a pro, TradingView. Fix it for the pros, okay? You made me pay more money to get more stuff. Why are you taking things away from me? It's always the case. Now, this is an interesting thing right here. Totally 50 is great because it shows us the total crypto market cap excluding the top 50 coins. This is great because this represents a lot of the altcoin market right now. The best thing that happened is that we got a pullback here to the fast line. This is great. Again, TBO springboard bounce is going to be the theme of today's video. And the TBO springboard bounce can only really be achieved when you get access to the TBO, which comes with a membership to the Better Traders Club Trader tier. I actually teach you how to use the TBO in the Better Traders Club, and you also learn a couple of trading strategies with it in the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course, which is a great entry-level, beginner, intermediate level course, which comes with one-on-one coaching, comes with automated trading tips and strategies and free signals on Altrady. By the way, we have positions here that have opened recently that have been open for like 2 days. Here for a link, 4 days. Over here for storage, 2 days. Over here for Uniswap, 2 days. Not really worried. These are actually the best conditions to run a bot, specifically a DCA bot. And the reason for that is because when we get these pullbacks, it creates negative price action. And when we see that negative price action, we actually end up buying more on the dip and selling more on the bounce, making more money. Now, you might remember yesterday, I opened up a position here for SHIB. I haven't changed it. I'm not freaking out. I'm not panicking at all. And I also was very clear, and I showed you this position, that I have an order to buy more SHIB way down here in case there's some sort of flash crash. And if there is, I should honestly move this down a lot more. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. But again, I'm looking at buying the dip across the board. And I think that's what I'm doing based off of my experience as a trader. But for you, you might be more panicked, and I understand why. But the reality is that we know that anything it's the reverse, guys. It's rather the inverse. Anything that goes up too high too fast is going to have a quick correction down. A lot of charts have gone up way too high, way too fast, and they had a quick correction. Now we can flip the script. Anything that dumps too low, too fast is going to have a bounce up. It's just how the markets work. Markets really like slow, gentle, easy moves. But anytime things just get absolutely overheated, there's going to be a pullback of some sort. And yes, Solana, it has fallen from grace. Super frustrating. But again, I'm looking at this going, well, it's short-term oversold, in my opinion. And look at the slow line. It continues to curl upward. This lets me know that the macro trend is bullish despite a pullback. I know. It's a lot of this stuff I'm going to say today. You guys are going to be like, what? Now, why is this blue? It's blue because on the 4-hour time frame, we have TBO Close Longs. These signals let us know that the bullish uptrend could be turning bearish soon, so consider taking some profit. Now, if this freaks you out, it shouldn't because this is the 4-hour time frame, but this is also a really helpful time frame for early warnings, early alerts. Note, we had one way back over here when Solana was at $161. And of course, we know what happened after that. We can see clearly it shot up 27%, even back over here. The time frame dictates the time frame basically is going to give you that time frame's outcome. It's a really weird, convoluted way to say 4-hour time frame. It's going to happen real fast, and when it's done, it's done. So you can't be too freaked out by the 4-hour, but I do use it to get some early warning alerts, like for Solana, like here for Litecoin. Again, we had lots of these over here. What happened to Litecoin? It still shot up. But again, the purpose of this is to let us know if you're in an open long position and you haven't taken any profit from the TBO back over here, now that you're up 28%, the strategy with this is we wait for the price to return back to the TBO Fast line, that green thick line right there. And we take a little bit out if we want to. Same thing for AAVE. Now on AAVE, we don't have it on the 4-hour, but we did back over here before it fell a lot lower. On the daily time frame, it actually is printing a TBO close long, just like it did back over here. And then what happened? Pop, it sprang right back up to it, and it ended up moving up higher. Don't freak out too much. Again, focus on the trend. Now, the difference now is that back over here, the trend was pointing down, and now it's flattened, and now it's starting to move up, which is great. Yes, it's short-term oversold, but that means that we should see some sort of corrective move to the upside. Now, XRP, this one had a pretty dramatic fall on Wednesday, excuse me. And yesterday, it actually wicked right there into the TBO Fast line. That's our TBO springboard bounce. And you're going to see that again for XLM, same thing. For AVAX, same thing. SHIB, this is the one we're waiting on. And unfortunately, it dipped into the cloud further. I'm still waiting on this one. I'm not going to change my trading plan. Now, ENA did not have one, but the fact that it closed green, really, really interesting to me. It did close back above TBO resistance right here, which is a good sign. Now, the slow line is not pointing up yet, but look at volume yesterday. So ENA really wants to hold. It really wants to push higher. So keep an eye on this one. SPX fell from grace just a bit. But again, it's setting up for a TBO springboard bounce. Just like back over here, TBO springboard bounce for 16%. Did it right over here again. And it took some time, but we got our 21%. I'm not really freaking out, not really worried about it. It's a great setup, and it's still a strong bullish chart according to the TBO Fast line. Let me remove the fibs so you can see it. I mean, this pointing up like this is telling us the chart is strong bullish, like it's macro bullish still. Volume is still exceeding the moving average. Not crazily, but it's still like there's demand for this chart. I'm not freaking out. FARTCOIN. This one also had a pullback to the daily TBO Fast line. It's closed inside of the cloud just a little bit. This chart really whips back and forth quite erratically. Not really freaked out yet again. Why? The slow line continues to point up. On the 4-hour time frame, we have a TBO Close Long, which means that now the further away we get from the fast line, the faster we should have a quick snap back up to it. So that's also what I'm looking at, as well as a massively oversold RSI level, RSI reading on the 4-hour time frame. Injective, I believe, has a TBO springboard bounce. We're just waiting for the bounce part. And there's our resistance level right there. Quant, this one is requested 3 days in a row by new subscribers. Thank you so much. Yes, I do read the comments. Yes, I do. And I really appreciate the comments and the likes and the subscribes and all that fun stuff. Again, TBO springboard bounce right here. So it had a huge push up. Anything that goes up too high, too fast is going to have a correction. Markets don't like when we have erratic dumps or pumps. So again, we focus on the strength and the direction of the trend, which is up. And last but not least, Hex, out of nowhere, printed a TBO open long yesterday, closing up 10%, and it's above the cloud. Now the cloud is super strong bearish. It is. It's not looking good. But I just can't shake my suspicions that we're going to at least see a move up here. Another 40% move for Hex. I know, it's crazy, it's stupid. Now, let's keep talking about crazy, stupid stuff. Bonk. This one is chopping sideways. Not really too freaked out. I didn't cover Pengu today. Not Peng, Pengu. Wait, I did the same thing twice, didn't I? This one also had a pullback because the market's doing its thing. But again, if the TBO is looking strong bullish, then why would I change my trading thesis? Yes, it's chopping sideways. That's okay though. If anything, if it actually makes a lower low, that might be great because that means it will be making a bull flag. And actually, if it falls down here to the 618, it will be making a bull flag, which means that eventually it will do this and it'll shoot up higher and it'll go up higher. Again, not freaking out. Syrup. Now, okay. Again, I'm not that big of a YouTuber. I would love to get to 100,000 subscribers. You guys can help me get there, but I literally had no idea this is going to happen. If I did, I would have bought way more because Syrup literally outperformed the entire market yesterday. It pumped wick to wick 23%. Notice where it stopped, by the way. You see why I do this? Do you see why I use these resistance fans and support fans? They work really well. So this was a great close for Syrup. Now it does need to close above this level, but again, I've been doing this a long time. I really should have bought some of this Syrup. But again, the reason why I made this decision to share about it in the first place was seeing TBT bullish divergence signals on the 4-hour and 2 TBO close shorts right above support. It's a good reversal signal. And from that, we saw it move up 24%. I still think it has the potential to go up higher. Look at the volume yesterday too. Did it exceed? No, it met the same level of the pump here on the 25th of June, which is a pretty decent pump. So we're just in that crazy state of the market. And speaking of crazy state in the market, I know a lot of you are asking lots of good questions right now about where is this going to go? What are your thoughts on this and that and the other? Well, the reality is that I don't do these live videos. I don't film on Sundays. I take the day off for rest, for family, to unplug. It's a good practice. I highly recommend it. But for all of you, this will be your Saturday in North America. I have a video coming out talking about my Solana top target. If you want to know what it is, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. If you want to watch it ahead of everyone else, join the Better Traders Club. The link for that is in the description below. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.